myself? Okay, my name is Hecht, Moshiach in Brentwood, in Los Angeles, California.
I'm Aaron Begun, Shliach in Cheviot Hills, California.
Okay, so we're discussing Parshas Tzav, Tavshin and Aleph, which was Shabbos HaGadol. This year also Parshas Tzav, Shabbos HaGadol, but a little bit different than Shabbos HaGadol. And then the Kriyas of that year. That year, first day Pesach was, first Seder was Friday night.
Right.
First day Pesach was Shabbos. This was a full Shabbos before was Shabbos HaGadol. So,
okay.
What was your favorite part of the Sikha?
Well, first of all, fascinating Sikha in a very hot moment. This is just to go over a little bit the timing. We're talking about right after the miracles of the Persian Gulf War. And the Rebbe, the whole Nun Aleph, continuing from Shnas Nisim, Tavshin Nun, Tavshin Aren, Flois, and how we saw clearly the Nisim Gluim. The Rebbe brings the letter, the Michtav Klali, that was written on Kaf Hei Oder, on the Sikha, how Parshas to give a Nisim Gluim. And it's interesting how relevant it is today. Today we see Mamish, the Nisim Gluim from that same region in the world, and it's in the Persian Gulf, and it's a Melech Paras that's threatening us, and in all different ways, with all different agents. So I find very relevant the Sikha from Tavshin and Aleph and Tavshin Pehei. So let's start from the beginning.
Okay, so we have a questions. The Rebbe asks a series of questions, right? Well, we're not going to go through all the questions. I don't think about me.
The Kudus, we only have 15 minutes.
Right. So what's the main question?
So first of all, Shabbos HaGadol, the Rebbe asks what's called Shabbos HaGadol, brings from Shulchan Aruch, Lashon, because on Neis Gadol, a big miracle happened. So the Shaila is, what's the Neis Gadol? We're talking about many Nisim that happened up to that point, the Makkahs and all that. So
why isn't it just one more Nes?
Yeah. And also the fact that there's Ascholas HaGeulah. How is it Ascholas HaGeulah from that point particular? And I think the third question, Shabbos, why we convey that on Shabbos? What's the connection with Shabbos so much, and not everything else that goes by the day of the month? Okay, so basically the Rebbe interestingly brings out the concept of how everything, the Geulah must be through Moshe Rabbeinu. We see how relevant this is. Shabbos before Yidalef Nissen. The Rebbe's whole Sikha is concentrating how Moshe is the one that has to be the one to bring the Geulah. So, and explains, Moshe, he brings from the Kapitel Tzadik that was the new Kapitel of that year, Tfilah Moshe Isha Elokim, and it says Isha Elokim. Ish is a physical, a person down here. Elokim is Gatlachkeit, but the Gematria Teva still in the realm of Teva. But then Moshe is the way you draw down from Shem Havaya, from Hecht, from Teva, because Minamayim Shesiu represents bringing it down from a higher level. And that's what Geulah is about. Dafka, not only to bring the Geulah from above, but to actually have the Mata, to be koilet in the Mata. And that's what you need a Moshe Rabbeinu, the one that has both.
Tefillah the Moshe.
Right.
That's the Rebbe takes it even that one level higher. It's Tefillah the Moshe.
Right.
Because even the level of Moshe, first the Rebbe says Ish and Elokim. That the Ish is the way you experience Gatlachkeit in this world. Elokim is already, because Chetzi Alamayla is Elokim. But then you need the level of Moshe, because that's Lamayla from the Gedorim of, because Ish Elokim is the way Gatlachkeit is in Teva. Moshe is higher than that.
Right.
But the Rebbe says it's still, because Minamayim Shesiu. Then the Rebbe says that's not even enough. That won't cut it. It has to be Tefillah l'Moshe. B'chlal, you have that most of the Sikhs, the Rebbe talks about Teva, L'mayim Teva, Atzmos.
Right.
Three things.
Well, in the kasher both, you have to bring it from higher from
if
both.
you're going to be able to bring the kasher right. So,
and that's what Geulah is bringing Gatlachkeit into this world. But even if you bring from Shem Elokim to which is the Gematria Teva, you have to have, how do you connect Gatlachkeit to the world? You have to have something that's both higher than that they could Atzmas Alein, but they could be Mekasher both. So the Rebbe brings also how this Tefillah L'Moshe, there's a sequence of Mizmarim, and then one of them is Mizmar Shiri Mashabas. Interesting, he brings down the Rosh Tevis. Mizmar Shiri Mashabas is a L'Moshe, Tefillah L'Moshe is hidden in this Mizmar. So Shabbos also has the two dargas. It has the darga from Ma'ala Shabbato and Yom Shabbato, and two dargas in Menucha. There's a Menucha from Shvisa, Menucha from work, and there's a Menucha Be'etzim. So in Shabbos itself, there's how you have to be mamshich milmaila to connect both of them the same way. So
the segue to Yinoyim Hashem Elokeinu Aleinu Ma'astin Kainu Aleinu Ma'astin Kainu. Why it's twice, Kainu Aleinu and Kainu.
Right.
This one is
Kainu Aleinu. That's the dark
above.
The way it's upon the Ma'astin Kainu is be'etzem. Is the hechel, where it comes from. So Kainu Aleinu is a darga that shaykh to us. Ma'aseh Yodein Kainu is to come from hechel, and this is the kuda. The going throughout the sikha is that all of that to be makasher hechel from Welt mit Welt, you need to be mamshach from atzmas.
It's medius, right? Russian. The things that happen that are permanent, that will exist forever.
Right. That's the established.
But that's the exact opposite of Tava. Tava, by definition, is mugbal. So the chiddush is you're going to have both the infinity and the mugbal, but it has to come down into Yishal Hakim, has to come down into the physical world.
Right.
So if you're only experiencing Geulah in a transcendent way, then you're not really experiencing Geulah.
Right, it has to be niklat lamata, and he brings that how Meshisiu, who gave the name Moshe? Moshe had 10 names. Why we dafke stick to the name Moshe, which is given by Batya, which is the daughter of Parei, which is Melech Mitzrayim, Ervas Haaretz. How is the Shayach that Batya should be able to the name that she gives is the one that we talk about, the Torah uses. So that's the Nekuda. And the Nekuda is that Moshe is able to be mamshich, as the Rebbe brings down in the Kapitel Tzadik. The Tzadik is two ways of writing it. The Tzadik Dalet Yud, Tzadik on my side, which means my side, nishayach anything else, but just the side of the Eibishter. Mitzad Sheni, the Eibishter puts us in this world, in the side, to be the one to make a decision. He gives us the Bechir Chavshis that we should be able to choose the Tzad of the Eibishter. But that's the way, the common way, the way it's written, we write Tzadik Dalet Yud Kuf. What is the Kuf? The difference of Kuf and the Hey. Hey is the Hey Nivroi Lamaza. Kuf is Nimshach Lamata. In other words, that you're able to poil even Lamata, Shein Lamata Men, and the worst and the lowest of all levels.
That it makes references to Shemitz Bnei Noach.
Right. So the fact that the Batya, the Bas Parei, Melech Mitzrayim, was the one that Shechina, she saw the Shechina, that is the accomplishment of Moshe Rabbeinu. Already, that moment he came to this world, he was already able to be mamshach, the kuf, lamata, to be poil, that the tachon, shein tachon menu should be able to see the Shechina. And again, that's the nekuda, that the Geulah is about taking this world, the tachon, shein tachon menu, that should be the mission that had the Geulah.
Bleib tachten,
right,
but to be able to bring down the Geulah. Then and that's only the Atzmus.
Right, and that's what brings Kainu Aleinu, the establishment, the eternity, because Moshe is connected, everything is connected to Moshe, is connected to eternity. The Mishkan that he built is eternal. And it says Moshe Lames.
Well, that. So I want to hear what is your takeaway. You said it applies also today to Pesach Tavshin Pei Heinu. How are you going to apply this Sikha to you now?
So for sure there's a bechein that the Rebbe himself says that Avodah has to be in a way that's if in Nisi. Our Avodah to Eibush has to be in a mile from Al Agbolos, to be mamshich, as I say, from Atzmos Basha to without any Agbolos whatsoever. And the Rebbe connects it with the actual mitzvahim that we have to. First of all, interesting, he emphasized here, important to have both Sedarim.
Right, I saw that.
Both Sedarim. And my
website only has invitations for the first night. I just saw that. That's what happened to Sikha.
So Parshas that wasn't a Gelegenheit. I mean, it's an opportunity that Leidach Men and Nidach every Yid so Zayn Bam Seder. The Rebbe said many times about the Ben Chamishi. And another thing here in the Sikh is about the Kefil Aloshin that Koinen Aleinu and each Moshe Ish Elikim. So Kefil is connected to the Geulah, connected to Shabbos, Iska the Shabbat, Kfeilas, we have the Lachem Mishnah and so forth. So the inner from Kefil shows in the Geulah. So Sai Shabbos, the 2 level Shabbos, and all the Kefil that we find in itself connected to Moshe, Tfilah Moshe, because Moshe again is the one that brings the Geulah. Interesting, if you go into the new capital of the Rebbe, look at the Kfeilah right away. You say Lulei Hashem Shah 3 times. Lulei Hashem Ha'olam, which is itself the recognition. The world should recognize that nothing is by the Eibishter. All the salvations, all the Geulas came from the Eibishter. Lulei Hashem, if not for the Eibishter, where would it be? Beautiful. And then at the end also, Azai, so it continues. Azai also twice. Azai Ma'ash Narabai, Azai Malav Sheinu. So, Ikir is that we can mention the Baruch Hashem, as
wait, before you get to the brachas.
Yeah. Well, we're not done.
Before you get to the brachas, we're running out of time. So, we both saw that thing that we have to make sure to be inviting people for both Zdarim. We have to turn both Zdarim into public Zdarim. That's for sure a start. What else does you take away? In other words, something that's you're going to do Poel Mamish as a result of this Sikha.
Reisgin von unserer Agbolas to be able to do Mipsa Pesach in a way that sometimes there's all types of Agbolas, especially when Achana the Pesach and all the Schwerigkeiten and all that. And then we feel that Koyach that comes from Hecht, from Atzmos Allein, and mir haben the Koyach, the Moshe Rabbeinu gives to us, obviously everything that it says here, the Moshe Rabbeinu does, the Rebbe is referring to Moshe Shebekirbacho also, as I mentioned. So Moshe Shebekirbacho, imagine if you have such a powerful treasure inside of you, you just have to reveal. That's what we have to exercise, to bring out the Moshe Shebekirbacho and Ma'amshech V'Mkeach HaAtzmos, and this way our Mitzvah Pesach will be without any Agbolas.
To be Parshas 5 days, thinking, what can we do? Who's a Yid in our shetach that we have an achrayas that we have to preach? Everybody has to preach. The Rebbe says, I think the lashon is, invite people, make sure both of your seders are public, and if not, I'll kapanim to make sure to get tzarchei achag. Yeah. Das because bin in Shazman Gram simple called tzarchei achag ve'ilon and tzarchei mazeh. Tzarchei aseh, the matzahs, the alt kaises, tzarchei yom t'buchal, big day yom t'f, whatever that means. I was supposed to do that. Yeah,
I think I just came from visiting a family. They're doing their own seder, but obviously that's what the Rebbe meant. Okay, so they're doing a seder, so yes, even no. Who said they have the tzarech chag? Give them shmur matzah. Make sure they do what needs to be done.
We did the farmers market today. We were there for 5 hours. We put on a lot of tefillin, but we gave out a lot of shmur matzah. The people who said yes, I have matzahs, but Baruch Hashem, they didn't have shmur matzah. I mean, Baruch Hashem, we were able to give them shmur matzah. So yeah, you have to do Mivtzayim and even al-Chatchila Rebbe, basically. We're shluchim in California. Yeah. The Rebbe once said about the head shlich of California, Kil Shoy Noi al-Chatchila Rebbe. So we have to be able to, that's the meaning of all of this, I think.
I think we need to be mamshich, the Nakudah of Moshe Rabbeinu that exists in us, and show by every Yid how they have the Nakudah of Moshe. To connect them to the Moshe Rabbeinu Shabbat, to the Rebbe. Shabbos, this is the days approaching Geulah, and the Makash Yadin Rebbe, and that's how they'll be able to make all the Moshe Shabbat and mamshich zayin Koyach Asmos and bring the Geulah now.
Amen. If I could put it just one of my dear Chaverim, Chanech Henech Ben Miriam, Refuah Shleimo Kroiva, Lagamri, and we should push Kom Chayil Chayil. The Ikke, we should have a Chag Kosh V'Sameach. Zayin alle zusammen by the Rebbe Seder. First the 770, and then the Beis HaMikdash. Exactly, 770 will be part of the Beis HaMikdash, so it's not going to be.
That's
it.
How things will work out. Kosher and Pesach
to all Moshiach now.
Amen.